Hello and welcome back. We're here to watch pole vault, so let's watch pole vault.
All right, so first thing I want to show you what I mentioned last week um, about Lavillenie. Yeah, so this is the graph that I saw. Villeneuve's runway velocity 9.23. It's actually pretty mediocre, pretty middle of the pack compared to the rest of these vaulters. I see let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so Ronaldo Villeneuve is fourth out of this World Championship final, or fifth. I meant he's fifth. But then okay. So he was fifth in runway speed, and however, he had the smallest change in velocity at takeoff, which I believe means that the difference in speed between like as he's running and when he actually plants the pole, I believe that means that he maintained the most speed as he was planting the pole. And the thing that I found really interesting, I would want to contrast him to Holdzeppa. He's actually blazingly fast. He's way faster than everybody else in the competition, 10 meters per second horizontal speed. But then he has one of the largest changes in velocity at the takeoff, which suggests that he has quite inefficient technique. And this number is maybe a little bit misleading because you can see that like Sam Kendricks has also a very high change in velocity at takeoff. But Sam Kendricks actually has very efficient technique. The difference between Kendricks and Lavillenie is the Lavillenie grips really high. But the thing is, when you grip really high, you have to be really fast getting through the pole because you have more pole to get through. That makes sense because like Kendricks grips low on a short pole, and so it's going to be way stiffer when he actually hits the box. And so it makes sense for him to be a little bit slower off the ground, but holds up at having such a high. It's kind of an outlier how much he actually changes in velocity at the takeoff. And so I guess we're going to watch an advertisement for a little bit. So the way that the pole moves between Kendricks and Lavillenie looks a lot more similar as compared to Holdzeppa. And I believe that the reason is in the plant. I believe it's driving forward in the plant and then getting out of the way, driving forward and then getting out of the way of the pole. So anyway, let's watch this week's jumps by me. I coming off of winter break, and so I'm starting at 3 lefts. Pretty decent first ones. Yeah, I got him at 15.75. That was a pretty decent jump. Yeah, I like the takeoff position. I'd want to get a little bit more extended here. I'm kind of getting away from the pole a little bit. And then I'm kind of like piking. I want to kind of drive my shoulders underneath more, get a bit more extended, and then turn my hip into the pole, which is actually something I'm going to work on this week a lot. And then this week I want to fix this right arm here, this top arm, right at the top. It kind of pushes the pole away. It stays straight and pushes the pole away. This week I'm going to focus on keeping that bent and staying with the pole. I'm going to work on my top end of my vault is the plan. I'm going to be going from, I'll probably go from 4 lefts this upcoming week, maybe 6 lefts on Friday. I was actually wrong about last week. I can actually find it right now. This one. Yeah, this jump. This jump was actually 15 feet, not 15'5". My 3 left PR is 15'5". I actually never recorded it though, but that was a lot of clearance. I definitely rattled it on that 15'5". That's clean. Where was I? 3.5.
We got a lot of holes in our bag.
So my knee was bothering me maybe just a little bit this practice. It was enough though that I kind of wanted to limit how many I took, and so I only took 10, which from 3 lefts, I could definitely take a lot more. And I think I did take a lot more on this Friday.
There you go. Yeah, Jack. That was
Pretty
better.
good.
There you go.
I really think that I just want to see the top end. I think that I can get a few more centimeters. And I worked on this in the pool actually today. I really think I can get a few more centimeters by keeping this top arm right here bent and kind of staying with the pole a little bit more. I've done a lot of work on my plant and swing. And I mean, on this vault, like, it's rather mature right now. I think this is going to be basically what I'm working with, which is a bit unfortunate because I mean, I want to be blowing through pools and getting on the next one. Like every time, like I change my technique, like I've been blowing through pools and getting on to the next one. And this season, like I changed my technique. I'm kind of jumping the same heights, which is a bit disappointing. But I can still jump a quite good height. I really just wish that there was something just like obvious in my plant and swing that I could fix, blow through the pole, and add however many centimeters to my jump. But at this point, it's kind of progress is slow. It's a bit difficult. It's not quite like freshman year when I would PR every single practice. It's been a while since I've
just for his confidence too.
been PRing and since I've been blowing through poles every practice. That was freshman year, but now I really have to work for little shreds of progress. Actually, just scrape my shins all up. That's why I'm going to tape there. I actually don't think that was the last one. I think I labeled this wrong. I know that I made my last one.
Because I think I can now, can't I?
Yeah, well, those were slightly out of order. I made 14'6", 15, and 15. The last one, my last attempt was made on 15. But let's move on to Friday's practice. Semi from 4 lefts. And actually, my knee, I believe, yeah, I took 21 volts in total, including warm-up jumps. And so this was a longer practice. My knee was feeling a lot better, so that was a good tip. So
Yeah, there you go.
my that one is actually very clean on jump. On the plant, I like that takeoff position. I like this takeoff position a lot. Very forward. I have a quite high knee. My chest is coming forward. And I'm able to swing out of that position quite well. On this day, my trail leg maybe bending a little bit too much.
And like they definitely couldn't email what they were doing, but like it did not need to be that.
Long. I was kind of getting stuck for a while in this kind of basket. I'm also gripping quite high. I think 14'7".
There you go, way better.
So took a few.
PVC pole and this little rolly cart.
Those first few were kind of
That
warming
might be
up.
fun. PVC pole. Rolly cart.
I was kind of really focusing on getting a good sequence of energy transferring down the pole. So I need to really drive my head and chest forwards, and then get some elasticity in the swing, starting at the shoulders, moving down through the hips, then the knee, and then the foot.
That might be fun.
Well, somewhere. The other thing I was kind of wanting, the other thing I want to improve on, which I was hoping to improve on this practice, but not quite, is my run. I kind of want to get my knees up a little bit more. Well, I don't know.
Better. I like the takeoff.
I saw this video. Matvey Volkov. He just has this.
Since the city,
very nice run that I kind of want. There's a very nice run that I kind of want. I want to get bigger in my stride a bit. I've definitely gotten better with the run from freshman year to sophomore year, but then this year, I really want to expand on that even more. Hopefully, be able to get a little bit more speed, a little bit more power off the back, and then get a bit more speed in my run. And I'm looking at this guy's videos, and yeah, and he jumps my PR from 12 steps. So no matter how good you are, just remember that there's an 18-year-old out there jumping 575. Ridiculous. Anyways, let's go back. Actually, I really wanted to blow through this pole because I'm jumping on the 2.7. I think it's like a 15'6", 175, and then my PR pole from this run is 15'6", 180. And let me remember it's 9, so 10 next time. So from 4 lefts, my PR last year was 5 meters exactly. See, this jump looks completely different from what I'm jumping now. In the plant, so I would take off out. I'd be blocking with my left arm. I would have really good pressure on the left arm though. But then I would get this massive swing, almost a double leg swing. Since I took off so far out, I would get this massive swing to kind of compensate for the lack of penetration that I got into the pit from taking off that way. And I think my legs were also, well, obviously my legs had to have been good this day. But it's a little bit frustrating because I changed my technique. I spent all this work changing my technique, and I'm not going any higher than when I had my previous technique. But I am more consistent, I believe. I hope. And I'm gripping a lot higher. I'm gripping, went from 14'2" on that 5 meter jump. I'm gripping at 14'8", 14'7" and 14'8" on these jumps. But I'm down on that. I was getting stuck in the baskets, kind of. Previously, like on these. Okay, I kind of got, yeah, you can see I kind of got stuck. Let's see here. I got stuck right in this position. My shoulders are not moving. They need to be rotating downwards. Imagine a curl going this way. They need to be rotating downwards as my hips come up, but that's not quite happening, and so I kind of get stuck in a little bit of basket. And so I really concentrated on hip lift. I'm getting the full swing and lifts in my hips on this one. And then after that one, I fixed the problem. And I had pretty good jumps from there on. Yeah, you can see how much better that is with my hips and my shoulders. Yeah, now in this position, my hips are coming up. I'm actually getting underneath and I'm driving my shoulders down. And so my hips are actually able to get above my shoulders. Yeah, I really want to fix. So I think that I have pretty good on at least I hope, because I can't find much big technical work to be done on my plant and swing. The only thing is that this trail leg is bending too much. But on some days when my body isn't quite, on days that my body feels really good, that I'm really jumping good, that leg is actually a lot straighter.
There you go.
So like on this jump, you can see that that trail leg is actually a lot straighter. It only bends at most to there. And I want to get that leg, ideally it's going to bend at least a little bit. Almost, well, yeah, every jumper has their swing leg bend a little bit. But ideally it'd be less because you want it to be straight and to actually be able to get a nice long leg swing. That's where all the power comes from. It's from that long leg swing. So I noticed in this recent practice from 4 lefts that trail leg was a little bit too bent, but it's not something that I worry about too much. Where was that? 15.
Yes. Oh my god, I love that.
See, I was blowing through that 2.7. I was blowing through the pole on a few jumps, and so if I really wanted to, I could have moved up to that 15.180, and I probably could have been. I would have at least had a few jumps, a few good jumps on that pole, and so really, I think that I'm jumping the same as it was. I just have different technique. I'm gripping a lot higher, and it's just a little bit difficult. It just feels difficult to get my swing in the same way as compared to sophomore year, as compared to last year. Like it feels a little bit more laborious on the swing. Since I'm taking off, I'm gripping higher and I'm taking off closer in. It's just a little bit more difficult to get my swing around. Not quite sure how to fix that. Maybe I'll get used to it.
Yeah. That was kind of interesting.
And it'll come together.
Yeah. There you go.
That looks good.
That was good. I just want to fix this this week. I'm gonna take some time and effort. I'm just gonna fix this top arm right here. Working on the pool. It just comes out away from me. It's just straight as I do this turn here. I want to think about turning my hip into the pole and keeping that arm more relaxed so I can actually get a little bit more instead of having it come out straight. If I can keep it a little bit more bent, stay a little bit closer in towards the pole. hoping that will give me a few more centimeters. And at this point, I am fighting for centimeters.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Nice.
Beautiful, Jack.
This is actually 21 volts, including the warm-up,
And then he could make it for us.
is pretty decent. I think that's pretty standard for like a good floor
Nice
rest
job.
practice. Close to 20.
To cook some stuff, and then he could make it for us.
Best case scenario.
Yeah, but the main thing that I got out of this practice on this January 5th Friday practice is I started practice, I was kind of getting caught in a basket a little bit.
So fun.
So let's contrast this. Yep, you see this one? I get stuck in a basket. I don't get my swing around.
So fun.
And then I fixed that by concentrating.
And he could make it for us.
Best case scenario. Nice, Jack.
I fixed that by concentrating on getting my hips over my shoulders. Just really driving, really sucking my hips underneath me. And that, making sure that I did that and get that invert going allowed me to have a much better,
To cook some stuff, and then he could make it for us.
Best
much
case
better vault.
scenario. Nice, Jack.
So yeah, that is the pole vault review session for this week. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week.